My name is Crystal. I'm a nurse, an amazing mom to four kids, um, a wife, and a proud business owner and mentor. So I am excited to be on this platform with my social media family today on this new, bright, amazing month. What are we, June 2nd? Time is flying. So I don't want to go on a tangent and be rambling, but the purpose of me coming on here talking is to talk about how I overcame burnout as a healthcare worker. All right. That is why I'm on here today to talk about how did I overcome burnout. Awesome, awesome. Okay, perfect. Yeah. How did I overcome that, ladies and gentlemen? And I'm speaking particular. I am speaking in particular to, um, of course, I'm not for everybody, and everyone is not gonna like me, and not everyone is meant to like you in this life. And if everyone likes you, then you got a problem. Okay, everyone likes you. What am I saying? This message is to all hard work, especially like immigrant moms, right? At the end of the day, we're all human beings. When you cut our skin, we're gonna bleed. So we're all humans. But this is in particular to my immigrants, my moms, women who are like me, who can share my pain, who are healthcare workers. And it's not only limited to being a nurse. You can be the CNA, the home health aide, PCAs, as long as you are interacting with patients, you are in the healthcare field. I don't care if you're the maintenance in the hospital, you are dealing with people, right? So this is for you because you understand that struggle and how you have to balance life with parenthood, balancing it with your family and your own livelihood, and of course making a living. So the purpose is just to inspire that one person to know that um, nothing lasts forever. No condition is permanent unless you are willing to come out of your comfort zone and do things different. If you're not willing to come out your comfort zone and do things different, then you will eventually stay where you're at for a very long time while people are passing by. And it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. So here's about me and how I overcame burnt out. Um, I've been in the nursing field. Let me say healthcare field, okay? Because nursing, yes, we are nurses, but again, we have so many people in this healthcare field that makes it go round. Teamwork makes the dream work. So, um, I thought when I go to school and I become a nurse and I worked my way up, I knew life would be great. I knew life would be better. Okay, that was the conception that the American dream is to go to school and have a good paying career or a good paying job. That is what I thought. Okay, and once you get the good career, life will be better. You'll make more money. But little did I know that what I read in the textbook and what I saw in person was something different. And there's only people in the healthcare that can understand. And let me just say, let me not limit it to healthcare. When you are just dealing with human beings in general, it's different. It's a different ball game because you meet so many type of different personalities. Some people are having good days, people are having bad days. You're meeting people that have mental health issues. They don't know how to go about it. So you are there now to help them, right? I don't want to say nurture them, no, but you're there to help them. They're having something wrong as far as health wise. And you're here to provide education as nurse, okay? You cannot how can I put it? As a nurse, you're not here to cure people. Okay, doctors do that. That's not your as a nurse. You're here to help them manage the disease process. However, I thought life would be great, and things would be rosy if I was younger at that time. But little I was going into something I became a nurse. And little did I know, when you just work 3 hours, you're just scratching the surface. When I say scratching the surface, meaning you're getting the base pay. And we know that base pay does not cut it, especially depending on where you live at. Okay, you're scratching the surface, getting the base pay when you're doing 40 hours as a healthcare provider. All right, and it means that when you're just doing, the basic 40 hours, scratching the surface, it also means that things are going to be difficult because you're just making enough to have what is that means to an end. Okay, you're just having enough to just get by. It means that you're just getting the basics, but at the end of the day you didn't have anything. So what did I do? I went back to school again. I said life would be better if I go back again and get the degree, further my nursing career, and I thought things would be great. And no, nothing. Instead, the more money I made, the more problems, more stress, the more responsibility that was landed on my lap as I went up the ladder in my career as a nurse. And I'm saying all this to say, it left me, I gotta take a breath, being a nurse, it is rewarding. It is something that you have to love genuinely. You have to love mankind. You have to lead with, you're leading with the drive of you're serving the people, you're serving the masses, because there is no pay when you're in the healthcare field, nurse or not. See, good nurses, we are exposed to poop. Unfortunately, we touch poop because we're assessing the poop. There's no way that I don't care they pay you $45, $50 an hour when you're exposed to MRSA, body fluids. Okay, you're exposed to all type of crazy things, all type of blood, all type of specimens, all type of mental illness. I can go on. As you can see, their energy, you've seen the energy when I'm talking about the things that we're exposed to. I'm talking about people cuss you out. Okay, family cusses you out. People sometimes want to fight with you and bring their problems from home to you at the job site. Okay, this is real. And to be an effective, sound, good nurse, your head got to be on tight. You got to have thick skin. And imagine encountering those heavy days when there are people that you might have maybe 5 or 6 people, depending on where you work at, your setting, your location. Maybe you might come in contact with lots of patients because you're in the ER or you're triage nurse, and most of them are angry, they're bitter, they're upset. Not most of them are going to say thank you or appreciate you. And imagine being cussed out, maybe while you're, doing wound care on a private area where, I don't mean to go graphic, but where people are, where there's some body fluids or, poop. Let's just be blunt. You're doing wound care around someone's area on their bottom when they're poopy, and there's a big hole there that you're trying to, heal as a nurse. The doctor's orders, and your client is, or let me say at that time, patient is cussing you out, calling you black bees. That's the level. That's what we go through as nurses. And if you deal with that, and you don't want to just be scratching the surface, getting that base pay, so they fool you with this. We're gonna go deep now, y'all. And they fool you with this time and a half. They fool you with the weekend pay. They fool you with the differential pay. They fool you with the supervisor, charge nurse, weekend pay. They fool you with the whole, we'll give you Christmas bonus, the New Year's bonus when you work those holiday pays. They fool you with these logos. Director of, executive chief officer of, depending on where you work at, your location. They fool you with these beautiful titles that mean nothing but more responsibility as a nurse, and they give you a salary, or they say you get paid per hour, but this is why I say they fool you, because when you take those positions and you go up the ladder, you have more responsibilities, you deal with more craziness. Now at the end of the day, then they say your money goes up after the 12-hour shift. So after 12 hours, your pay goes up. When you work, above 8 hours, your pay goes up. So I don't want to say it's to deceive you, but you think that you're going to get paid good money, which when you get your paycheck, you're like, wow, this looks good. Maybe that $3 or $4 grand where you're located, maybe even $5 grand. Okay, let's even stretch it $6 grand, depending on where you're located and how much they're paying you. After you put in all these differentials and they dangling the carrot saying you make 25, maybe 60 an hour. I'm just throwing out numbers because the differential pay. When you think of what you sacrifice to get that pay, this is where it gets real. When you think of the 16 hours that you labored to get that pay of $4,000 or $5,000 for one check in a week, this is when it gets real, my people. This is where the pain and burnout kicks in as a healthcare provider. And yes, it's not limited to only nurses, because anyone who's in the healthcare field, you can make your coins. You can make your coins easily. But it isn't about how you make the money. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how are you making that money? How are you making the money? At what costs? This is when I'm talking to my moms. When you make that money because you want to give comfort to your kids, you want to give comfort to yourself, and all this other good things. But at the end of the day, are you really enjoying that comfort? This is now where it gets real. Are you really enjoying the comfort of making the $4,000 or $5,000 a week as a healthcare worker? Because I'm saying healthcare, I'm generalizing it all, because I know some CNAs who make good money. Is it really worth it when you come home at the end of the day to meet your children and to meet your husband or your family and you are burnt out? You're like a monster because you had to hold in all that adrenaline, like you had to hold it in, all that nonsense of patients cussing you out, family cussing you out. And sometimes patients can get so nasty where they spit at you. Yes, they disrespect you. They call you racial slurs. Sometimes they can get so nasty they don't even know, because of maybe their disease process. They can even throw feces at you. They can throw urine at you. Not that some of them do intentionally do that. Some of them, because their disease process makes them do those things. Imagine you have to, change one patient multiple times of just straight diarrhea. You're changing diarrhea on a 12-hour shift, maybe a good 8 times, because they're going every hour. And then you got this patient that wants to always jump out of bed. You're constantly doing incident reports. Tell me how, when you come back home to your family, what type of human being are you after you go through that 12 to 16-hour shifts, minimum 5 days? Because we got this again. We're always picking up shifts. Tell me how you don't get burnt out. Is it really worth it when you get, at the end of a week, they pay you $4,000 or $5,000? Is it really worth it? Some people say yes. Now, at my younger age, I would say yes. I've been doing this now for almost 20 years. And my younger self would succumb to all those things to let me get skin in the game, to build my knowledge base as a nurse, to help me not make me be knowledgeable. But now, what I know now at this age and stage of the game, is it really worth me sacrificing that time to be with my children? Is it worth me coming home mentally and emotionally drained out? Is it really worth it when the doctors talk to you crazy because they themselves don't even know what they're writing, because they're brand new doctors or maybe they have dementia and the doctors are writing the wrong things? You are exposed to so many things. Trauma, depending on your location and setting, when you have to deal with gunshot wounds, when your patient is the same age as your child, you have to sit and watch a dead body of someone that is close to your child's age. You know how traumatizing that is? You have to see people oozing of blood, or someone's stomach, the contents of their stomach is oozing out because of what? Gun violence. You know how traumatizing that is, people? Can you imagine taking all of that home? And when you're at work, oh yes, you have to keep a straight face. Oh yes, you have to be that nurse that keeps that straight face and don't let it show to the patient that this is breaking you. You can't be showing that, because that's what you signed up for. So imagine taking all of that home to your precious children, your precious parents, or your precious spouse, and they have to deal with the residuals of you after that type of long 12, 16 hours exposed to that type of high tension environment. We didn't even talk about coworkers. We didn't even talk about coworkers. We're just scratching the surface of what it is to deal with patients, the trauma. And then you start developing neck pain, back pain, hip pain, knee pain, ankle problem. You're standing, you barely can't even go to the bathroom sometimes because if you're such an intense environment, you cannot even go to the bathroom. So what am I saying? There comes a time that you say enough is enough. I don't care about how much money I make. I care about how I make the money moving forward. And that's why I'm sharing this to you, to that one individual, my sister, that needs to hear this. Especially my immigrants, because my immigrants, I know they work their butt off. They work it hard, because again, you're coming from greener pastures. You're thinking about that American dream, life will get better. So you're working so hard. You're working hard endlessly. But you know what? At the end of the day, even when your paycheck is nice, majority of the time, even you look in your bank account after you pay all your bills, you don't have nothing. You even have up to 500 to even say, I have something I saved. Okay, let's say even if you keep $1,000, one emergency, whether it's back home in Africa, one emergency, the way that you're able to save for maybe a couple of months is gone in a blink of an eye. Let's say that your car needs a new transmission. That's thousands of dollars. All the money you were saving is gone as you blink your eye. Can you imagine that type of life? Living paycheck to paycheck, and you know the energy, the sweat that you're putting in does not add up to what you're seeing in your bank account. They'll tell you that gross pay or is it net pay after taxes. When you look at your tax documents at the end of the day, they'll say, they say you made 200,000. You say, but when you look at your account has nothing more than even 300, and that's divided by 2 bank accounts, $300. But they say net pay 200K. Then you ask yourself, what type of life I'm living? You make this money. You cannot go to any meetings for your children. You cannot go to tutorials. You cannot go to their concerts. You cannot even do their homework. You cannot cook for them. You cannot engage with them after school. You cannot go with them to activities. You cannot even just have a conversation with your husband or your spouse. Say, how was the day? Because you both are burnt out. You start asking yourself, what kind of life I'm living like this? You yourself can't even go to doctor's appointments because you're busy worrying about other people. You worry about other people, which is part of your profession. But these things trickle down to you when you go home. You see, your family doesn't get the best of you when you come back from work. Your family gets, let me say this, they chaff. The remnants. Chaff is remnants. They get the remnants of you. They get the watered down, tired, diluted version of you. You're worn out. You're exhausted mentally. You're drained. You're irritable. You're sleep deprived because you're gone. Thank you. For hours at a time. Thank you. Just put it there, maybe. What do they have left of you? How do you even engage with your family? You can't. Because you're giving your all to your job. For now, I've narrated that for a good 20 minutes. Because that, when I think of the pain, it's real. And I know many women are struggling with that. Whether it's shuffling the kids to babysitter, they deal with the babysitter from 5 a.m. until 11 or midnight. Then again, they started again at 5 a.m. because you're trying to commute to get to that job that's maybe 1 hour away because of traffic. So the kids are leaving in the dark and they come back home in the dark when you have small children to take them to the babysitter. What type of life is that? Because you want to make a means to an end. And let me emphasize, when you get this money is only just a means to an end. The money is just to pay bills because you're never really left with anything. Let's be clear. It's nobody, let me say this. You can make money, but you have to start asking yourself, how am I making the money? Why do I have to wait for someone to tell me how much I can make? You gotta start asking yourself those things. Why do I allow myself to let someone else leverage my time, energy, sweat into building their own dream and legacy? You have to start asking yourself those questions. Don't wait till your back gives out. Don't wait till that you have a shoulder problem and you can't move your left or right shoulder anymore. Don't wait till your ankle, you cannot walk on it before you start asking yourself those hard questions. Don't wait till you're hospitalized for 1 month and your FMLA has worn out. Don't wait till the PTO time is worn out and you're stuck in the hospital undergoing a major surgery. Then you're asking yourself, how do I make a living? My paycheck is cut in half. That's when you'll start understanding that you don't give that up for someone else to determine what your future looks like, what your finances look like. Don't give it to someone to determine what your time and energy is spent on. What am I saying? You have to stop preparing for your tomorrow. Start preparing for your tomorrow. And that is why I said yes to becoming an online business owner, because it gives me the ability and capacity to prepare for my tomorrow. And becoming an online business owner was the best thing I ever did. Because when I became a digital business owner, before starting, I had 4 jobs. 4 jobs. 4. I am 15 months exactly today in this online business, and now I'm just working on call, which is called PRN. I have a household of 7 people, and as we all know, in today's economy, I don't care where you live at, in today's economy, in this side of the world, in this diaspora, 7 people in a household with 2 sources of with two adults working and me just doing PRN cannot cut bills. It cannot cut it. And you know why it's cutting it? Because of my online business. I don't know. Go look over there. It's the only reason why it's working is because of my online business. So I was successful enough 14 months, stop those 4 jobs that I was working long, 12, 16-hour shifts, rotating to become a PRN, or let me say an on-call nurse. That is the call me when there's a need. And I still say yes or no. I'm not on anybody's schedule anymore. I'm on my time. Why am I on my time? Because I took a leap of faith and I chose to become an online business owner. Now, let me emphasize, not a get-rich-quick scheme, not a shiny object type of business that you're going to just blow overnight. No. You have to be dedicated to serving the masses and being dedicated to want to impact other people to learn about this amazing opportunity called a digital business. You see, my digital business is different from others because we're not using products or inventory. We're not holding any inventory. We don't talk about products. We are solely leveraging a business model. That's what we leverage. And it's that business model that helps our business run even when we're sleeping, because the business is always on autopilot. So whether I'm sleeping, whether I'm out in the community once in a blue moon, when I'm on call, seeing my amazing clients as a case manager now, because I'm now an independent contractor. So when I say yes to going to work, my amazing online business is still working in the background because of that business model that was is tested and proven. It works. And it's impacting so many hardworking immigrants who change their life. And if I, in 14 years, was able to stop those full-time 4 jobs that I was doing 12, 16 hours rotating, then you can also have change. You see, I told myself I didn't want to wait till I have to have a major injury or have the swollen ankles or the swollen knees or the backaches or the waist pain or neck pain. I didn't want to wait for that. And I'm not hoping that happens, but it's inevitable when you get older, your body starts acting different. I didn't want to wait till when I'm in a compromised situation. God forbid, I'm not looking for it. But life happens, people. And when life throws those curveballs at you, are you prepared? Are you prepared? Majority of us are not prepared when life throws those curveballs. Is your job going to support you? Is that boss and employer going to support you when life throws those curveballs that does not enable you to clock in and clock out? No, that's the reality. And even if they do pay you, it's just a matter of time, and they will not pay you your full pay. So learn to do the needful. Start investing in your future. Start learning about a plan B. Come and learn about this amazing online business that is doing amazing things, not just for me, but for so many other individuals. Life is evolving. Life is changing. Life is good. Do you know what it means to wake up every morning and you don't have to be controlled by your job to tell you when you can go on vacation or when you can go pick up your child early from school when the school nurse calls? I'm that parent that the school nurse calls me at least three times a week. I'm that parent. The nurse will call me 3 times a week. How do you keep a job when they keep calling you all the time? And I have to always find someone to pick up my son. Not everyone can go pick up your child from school, depending on who you put as a contact person. What does that look like? It was a lot of sacrifices that I had to succumb to. And on the back end, when I did succumb to some sacrifices to be a present mom, my finances took a hit. And then when I chose to say, you know what, let's make this money, my kids took the backseat. My family took the backseat. That didn't feel good. Why did I have to choose either between making money or being present for my household? I don't ever want to go through that again. And I know the feeling. And that's why I'm telling people here today that you don't have to choose between making money and being present. You don't need to. You may think you're present after you come from a long day of work. You might think so, but you're just working on, how do I put it? You're not your best version of you because you've given your best version of you to other people at work. Other people have drained life out of you, and now you're gonna come home and, little Timmy asks, "Mommy, can you do this for me? Leave me alone. What you want?" Or Timmy would say, "Mommy, can we go to the playground? I'm too tired." That was my song. I'm too tired. Papa, I'm tired. I cannot go to the playground. I'm tired. That was the song I was singing to my children. I'm too tired. Mama, I'm tired. Mommy, cannot go to the playground. I'm tired. Let me go and find money. Let me sleep until I can go and find money. That was what I kept saying to my children. I got tired. I said, not anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. I took back control. I took the control and I feel amazing. And my people trust me. I'm being transparent with my journey. I don't know where it is. We'll go and look for it. I am enjoying my journey. And there's so much more to accomplish. But you see, my life is evolving. I've gotten it back. I can be present. I can be there for my children. I can be there for my husband. I can be there for my mom because the online business has given me back what I was deprived from. And I'm not longer worrying about, is my paycheck enough? Is my pay, because all my paycheck was just a means to an end, just to pay bills. That's all it was doing, just paying bills. So now if I want to go on vacation, as the kids are not going on holiday, I can go and kill myself on vacation for as long as I want. The kids I can drag them with me. I can do all of that because my business will be still able to run because of that amazing tested and proven system that is in place. You see, any business needs a system. Any business. But you see, our digital business is so amazing because there's a system already there for you. You don't have to figure out anything because 85%, let me not even say 90% is done. The 10% is what I'm doing now. This is the 10%. And this 10%, many of you people are always on social media anyway, always scrolling, watching other people. You're scrolling. You're not making no money off of it. Especially my Africans. I would say proudly. They want to do, they're behind looking at people. Maybe they're thinking negative things, but they're watching. They're watching. So now this ones who will watch. As you're watching, learn to make money as you're on social media. Learn, my people. Learn. That's all you're doing. This is the 10% of this. This is how the business is. This is it. This is the 10%. Okay? Connect with people who are like you. And that's why I said I'm not for everybody. Not everyone needs to like me. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, everyone's flavor. But there is that one particular sister that I'm talking to. There is that one particular hardworking professional mom that even if you're not a professional, I don't care if you went to school or you learned to trade or not. The fact that you are busy taking care of your family, I want you to understand there is a way you can be more present for your children. There is a way. And that is becoming an online business owner where you get your time back. You create financial independence. You create financial security. Nobody's going to take it from you. You run your business at your own pace. There is no race. And running your business entails impacting other people who are like you, who want a change. And they will join you in their journey. And you help guide them to success. That is the rewarding part as a digital business owner. The money is great. But you see, there's something in life that when you're able to touch and impact people, that's just a natural, genuine thing that God cannot give it to everyone. But when you are there to serve the masses and serve people, it's a good feeling to be there and be part of that. And if you can just touch one person and that one person passes it forward to other people, you are part of that. That is what gives me the biggest joy of it all. Because I'm able to impact. My impact is not limited to me being a nurse, breaking my back, and building someone else's empire. That tomorrow, if I become sick, that person that is writing my paycheck, they will not pay me when I become sick. If I have to go and be with my parent in the hospital, they will not pay me. If my husband is sick, my child is sick, and I have to be with them for extended months at a time, they will not pay me. That's the reality. That's why you have to start taking control of your life. Know where you're going. I have talked a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Thank you all who have tuned in, who will catch the replay. Thank you, baby. Hold on. Thank you all so much. I hope I've inspired just one person so that change is inevitable. Learn to get your time back. Take control of your destiny. Do not give it to someone else to control how it should look like. You don't have to wait till you're 60 or is it 65 or 70 for retirement. Don't wait. You don't need to retire at 65, 70 before you live your best life. You don't need to wait when you got vision impairment and glaucoma and arthritis is just chewed up all in your joints before you say I retire and you enjoy your life. No. Start creating early retirement now. You can start now. I'm seeing people in my online business at 32, 25. They're retired. Need to wait. They are creating early retirement because they took one step, and that was to learn about this amazing online business. That was all that it took. One decision. So you learn to take control of your future. Stop letting someone else, through the name of employment or employer, determine what your finances look like. And look, respectfully, I'm not saying don't have a job or quit your job. No. But stop preparing for your tomorrow. Why am I saying that? Because life happens. Where you are today, are you waiting for a raise or something, that 5 or 6% raise that's going to be taken by taxes? Is that what you're waiting for? Because that's all you're doing is working to retirement. Why not start now and have your own? Take that energy that you put into your job, take 2 hours of it a day and build your own business that has everything ready for you to go. Everything is there for you in the online business. Is it like a business in a box? Not, it's like it is a business in a box. You take it and go with you, so long as you have reliable Wi-Fi, laptop, and a phone. You can go and run that business. Okay? And in the next 2-3 years, you won't even know who you are. In the next 2-3 years, you're going to be firing your boss. You don't need to wait until 65, 70. So with that being said, thank you all for who's going to watch this replay, who tuned in live with me. It's an acquired taste, and I know it's not for everybody, but that one individual, keep tuning in, because you're gonna be seeing my face often. Keep tuning in, y'all. Keep tuning in, and please let me inspire one person. That's all I want. Not the masses, because I do that already when I see my clients in the community. Just one, to know that there is a way. Life is amazing if you choose to live it on your own terms. Now, if you waiting to go on vacation once a year for just 2 weeks, when your boss tells you to, that's depressing. That's depressing. Anyway, a word to a wise. Hugs and kisses and blessings to everybody that tuned in and will watch it later on. Thank you so much. My name is Crystal. I am the face of McKechnie Digital Consulting, and we're going to continue to spread the word about this amazing online business that is doing amazing things, not only for me, but for my amazing African queens in the diaspora. They're turning people into 6-7 figure earners. That's what we're doing here. 6-7 figures is what this amazing business is doing for us in the diaspora. Come and be a part of that movement. Be a part of it, because your job will never pay you that 6-7 figures to be in your house and run your own business. Your job will never give it to you, but this online business can give you more in abundance. So long as you just take that time to start and learn. Take care.